Get started.
My name is Daniel Gruniewicz. I'm a manager and developer for the RGW team and the NFS team. And I'm not prepared.
Okay,
What my
you
favorite
don't have to.
is.
Yeah, you see, it's agile. All right.
I'm Matt Benjamin. I'm sort of the engineering manager at IBM for Ceph object storage and for NFS Ganesha. Been doing it for quite a number of years. My favorite part about Ceph has been kernel bypass software-defined storage with modular architecture. It's been good to us.
Hi, I'm Bill. I've been working on the erasure encode enhancements for Ceph. My favorite thing about Ceph, I think, is the community and events like this actually coming out and being able to talk to users, find out how they're using it, what works, what doesn't work.
Hey, my name is Matan. I'm part of the core Rados team for almost 4 years now. I'm the tech lead of the Crimson project. I guess my favorite thing about Ceph is you always have something new to learn, no matter how experienced you are.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm the lead of the orchestration Ceph ADM. I guess my favorite thing about Ceph is just how flexible it is, how many different use cases it can cover.
Hi, I'm Aviv. I'm leading the NVMeUF development in Ceph. And I'm surprised to see every time that I come to the Ceph conferences the amount of activity around Ceph. This is really exciting.
Hello, my name is Günther. I'm responsible for the SMB layer in Ceph. And what I like about Ceph, it's really so rich about offering protocols and access ways to integrate with all sorts of ecosystems and operating systems. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Travis, the creator and maintainer of Rook. My favorite thing about Ceph has always been the community, and just we love making great storage together.
I'm Sam. I'm a Ceph developer. I think my favorite part is whatever we can make it do next.
Ernesto Porta here, a former dashboard lead, and my favorite thing of Ceph is the willingness to contribute, to remain open, and to achieve new goals.
My name is Mark Nelson. I'm the performance lead for the Ceph project. My favorite thing is making the world a better place.
And last but not least,
hello, Radosław Zarzyński here. I apologize for being late. I would love to know what the question was.
introduce yourself.
Just introduce yourself and say why what you like about Ceph.
Well, I'm long-term. I'm a long-term Ceph developer. Right now, I'm the tech lead of the Rados component. I was working in the past on RGW, on Crimson, things like that.
Thank you, everybody. We have about 20 minutes, so it's not too much time, so let's get started.
Hi, I'm C3, and know most of you. My question, I actually have two if we have lots of time, but the first question is, Ubuntu 24.04, Noble, we don't have images. You can't install it. There's a tracker out there for it. There's a number of things. We're pretty late. Anybody?
So you're looking for 2404 for Squid?
Yep.
Okay, I think we've started working on 2404 support.
Yeah, started working on it, but 24 was...
So
there is a problem. It's not seamless. I understand. It's not trivial. But when we talk about ease of use, do we really want to force everybody back to 17?
But Canonical also builds they build the packages.
Right, but not Squid.
Yeah, so that's like they do that outside of the upstream project.
Yep.
So they don't have Squid in the.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, we have
Point taken. I think we acknowledge as a project that that's one of our weaknesses. We could use more help there, though, because we are currently struggling with the tentacle release. We wanted to get it out, but we are still struggling with some of the container image stuff. Hopefully, that will be done very soon, and then the next focus is going to be the other active releases, Reef and Squid. So, I guess.
So is Squid going to be available on 26?
I suppose the question is, with what we've heard about resources and stuff like that, we focus on the redistributed, like we build a container. We do have a container image. So you can run Ceph on 2404. Is there?
You can, but you can't install Squid.
It's a pack. No.
Specifically, there's a Python conflict.
No, so what I mean is we distribute the upstream container, which you could run with Ceph ADM or via Rook on a 2404 host.
Okay, so we're going to go Rook. Yeah. We're not going to.
So you want packages, not an image? Is that the idea?
No, well, actually, it's the images. So the install fails because it says that image doesn't exist. It goes and looks for a noble image. It's not there.
That's a surprise, yeah. I think that's
and
not
like I said, there's trackers out there for this. So, I mean, we're not going to solve it right here. It's just really, let's be aware of the fact that, there's lots of people out there trying to run Ceph on 24.04, and we're all stuck on 22.04 because that's where we can get all of the upgrades and everything to work. We can't get it to work seamlessly on 24.
So hang on, just to clarify, you're trying to deploy the existing CentOS 9 container, the normal one,
right,
on 24.04, and that's not working.
Correct.
Oh, that's weird.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with building a container.
Well, it's documented out there. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I believe you.
No, I think we should follow up on you said there's a tracker already,
yes,
right?
Yes, there are several.
So why don't you just share it with some of us and then we'll follow up.
Okay.
Thank you. You said you had two questions. Did you want to ask a second question, or you want to come back later if somebody else?
There might be some others.
Okay, sure.
Hi. We just heard about how these upcoming SDS, NVMe proprietary file systems are a threat to Ceph. So I'm going to ask you the hard question. What's the plan to address and stay competitive in the new market?
Does anyone want to take that?
So that's a multifaceted question. From my perspective as a core developer, this is essentially an economic problem. We need to spend fewer CPU cycles per IOP. It just is what it is. So the Crimson project, sadly, is that. I cannot give you a release date. You're free to test it, though. It does work. And for C-store random reads, we have a compelling IOP advantage over Classic, core for core. And we're hoping to get the same for random writes for the U release. There are other components to this as well.
Mark wanted to say.
It wasn't about NVMe-UF, right? Was it about NVMe-UF?
I think in general, we're talking about Lightbits, Weka, the other high-performance NVMe-only file systems that are out there.
So, I mean, right now we support NVMe-UF protocol, but not the file system interface that you're talking about. I'm not familiar with
We're talking
that.
about high-performance shared file system.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not something that.
Mark has something.
So when we talk about the different proprietary file systems out there, I think it's really important to think about what exactly are we trying to, where are we trying to compete, right? Are we looking at trying to compete in the AI space, which is where everyone has been really focusing a lot of money right now? Are we trying to become like a dominant general file system for home directories or scratch space? What is it that we're trying to do? We are actually not bad. We're not great, but we're not bad. We actually serve a lot of different use cases. Last year, we did some work with GWDG in Europe. They're one of the founding committee members for the IO 500, and they were actually really happy with what they saw from Ceph. And we actually have a number of other different high-performance sites in Europe that are now talking about adopting CephFS because of what they saw at GWDG. Mm-hmm. So I guess in terms of strategy, how we compete with these other proprietary systems, we should really ask ourselves, where do we want Ceph to go? Do we want to become like a very, very high performance file system layer that uses RDMA and adopts all of that? Do we want to take on all the development cost of making CephFS that? Or do we want to chase other things, becoming like general file storage for Kubernetes? We have some real questions to ask ourselves there. So, you guys tell us, what is it that you want? What are the things that we can do to make Ceph, and especially CephFS, useful for what you want to do?
Matt, you had a comment?
Well, I can speak to only part of that. There's a lot of components of Ceph. It's a layered system. But I can say for the S3 component and in some other dimensions, we want to be a first-class system for executing AI and analytics workloads. Converts with S3, and we want to converge that further with NFS over RDMA. And if CephFS and the core of Rados are able to keep up with that, we'd like to bring that end to end through the file system.
I'd say to respond to Mark's question, what do we want? Speaking for myself, I want there to be only one. I want one storage solution. Ceph is the gold standard in not eating your data today. I mean, A+. But there are all of these needs for sort of high-performance scratch for computing, right? And if Ceph can take over that space and be the one, I'd be ecstatic. So that's what I want.
What failure modes would you be willing to tolerate for high-performance scratch?
So that's a great question. I think a lot of people are willing to have relaxed consistency for that. So
Can you expand on that?
Yeah, sure. So typically in sort of a scratch processing scenario, you've got a reliable central store that you copy data from, and then you do processing on. And I think having some corruption or loss, not being crash consistent, nodes go down or whatever, is probably acceptable in that space.
What workload interruption rate would be tolerable? In many of these scenarios, it would be impossible to reconstruct what's going on without starting at the beginning of the batch.
That's right. So I think the number that's typically out there is like 100 hours that most people go by. Yeah.
Okay, that's a small number.
Yeah.
I just want to just a clarifying question. When you say crash consistent, I assume you mean that the user's data might be, you can tolerate some crash inconsistency there, but you'd probably always want the file system to come back online.
That's right.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's this area where you're willing to give up some consistency for availability in terms of CAP theorem.
So you're willing to lose updates or corrupt user data as long as the system as a whole remains available for new data.
That's right.
Okay, that's
Thank
good food for thought and something to look into in the future. Next question. We have somebody.
Good morning. My name is Zach. Kind of a personal passion of mine is trying to get Ceph education out there, especially in the home lab community. And one of the questions in the new user group was asking us, what can be done to make life easier for us? But I'd actually like to ask the question in the reverse for people who are, more home lab focused, less enterprise focused. Is there anything that you guys believe can be done to kind of get people into Ceph, get interested?
So one of the things that we're doing is we're coming out with a standalone developer version of RGW that runs on local file system. So you'll run a single container on your laptop or home machine or whatever that'll provide all the basics for S3 and some of the bells and whistles that RGW provides. The idea is to get people into local development or testing or get developer mind share with for S3 developers specifically to get into RGW, and then when you want to expand into a production environment, you expand into a full Ceph cluster. And this will be available for free. So,
thank you.
Is there anything on like the Rook or Ceph ADM or dashboard side that wants to add? Home lab scenarios for those kind of orchestration? Yeah.
There's nothing specific planned. I know I had watched some videos of people online setting up the home labs. I know one of the issues people had was like a mixed architecture thing. That's something that's kind of common, I guess, for some of the home lab setups. There's some issues with like pulling images and things, so we were looking into that area. Support for like multi-arch setups in your cluster and stuff like that. So that stuff's planned for Umbrella for Ceph ADM. But beyond that, I don't think we have anything very specific planned.
I guess it's probably another area where we'd be looking to the community for input. What are folks looking for in this sort of scenario? What is missing? What are the most important pieces to make it easier to use and learn?
Yeah, I think we've done things like Ceph on Raspberry Pi, and I think some projects like Ceph Nano and things like that in similar direction. But yeah, I think we could use more of that. And some of the stuff we were talking about, user stories, I know it doesn't qualify as an enterprise use case, but it is a different class of use case that we would love to showcase on our website if people are interested to share their experience with us.
Just from the Rook perspective, we do have a lot of home lab users in the Rook community that they have Kubernetes running in their home lab. They can run Rook to just run Ceph essentially. So no new plans really, I'd say, in that area currently, other than it is possible to run in a single node cluster even, or 3-node for your home lab.
I can confirm that Ceph is entirely possible to run on Raspberry Pi, on Debian. I was doing that personally on just very little, tiny set of free Raspberries. It's enough to run Ceph. It's enough to get involved. Cost is negligible. You don't need huge servers to have Ceph. And it was working on top of those little memory cards. It was good enough for testing, for getting involved, let's say that way.
All right, again, thank you for bringing that up. Next question, please.
Good morning to the panel, and good morning to everyone here. My name is Jeg. I'm a SFU student, and I found out about Ceph about 3 days ago, and so I'm very new, so don't expect anything too hard of a question. I want to ask, what is the best way to learn Ceph and to start learning more about it for myself? If you guys, when you started learning it, what were some challenges that you had, and maybe something that I can take from your learning experience?
Who has not spoken yet? Let's try. This is a very open-ended question. There you go.
I would say give it a try to the dashboard and Ceph ADM. So instead of installing your own packages, yeah, probably, or Rook if you want to also try Kubernetes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that. Yeah, it's probably the simplest way to start with Ceph.
Got it. Just doing it personally, I think, would be the best way.
Yeah.
Any other advice?
If you have access to Kubernetes, then Rook is a dead simple way of getting started.
Got it.
Are you interested in it as an operator or a developer?
Operator first, because I want to learn. Because again, I'm very new to it, but found out about 3 days ago, so I want to learn what it can do, how it works, and then dive into the nitty-gritty after.
Did you have an opportunity to go to the new user workshop?
Is that today? I'll find out about it.
So that's the thing. Gaurav, you want to talk about it? Maybe we pass the mic.
You can actually reach out to the ambassadors group, and there are a lot of different learning resources available on ceph.io, on our YouTube channel, actually, to begin with. There's a great introduction to Ceph video by Sage, and that's the beginning point. And then certainly if you are if you have joined the Ceph community Slack, there are a lot of resources. I can actually have a discussion with you offline. The ambassadors can actually help, and our community manager and our experts can certainly help you learn Ceph. There are a lot of starting points. Yep. There's also a beginner's guide for Ceph in the documentation that is available. So there are great starting points, and certainly some of the cool GSOC projects to look at as well.
Got it. That's all.
I think you forgot to advertise the new users workshop. It was day before yesterday. So since last year, we've started doing a new users workshop alongside Cephlacon. So next time, look out for that as well. 100%. If you want just in-person guidance from folks.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably also worth mentioning that there are vast guides and how-tos over YouTube, not by Ceph officially, but by the community. We also have 45 drives back there, which made awesome videos on how to deploy, how to make it a bit more friendlier. So yeah, just Ceph over YouTube or anywhere. You're going to find a lot of resources.
Got it.
And since you're local, I'm also local, so look forward to like local meetups. We're going to have some Ceph meetups here nearby. Yeah.
And anything at SFU as well. Like I was, Matthew gave a talk the other day about maybe bringing something to SFU as well. And I'm open to talk about that as well. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that question. It's very relevant to a lot of folks. All right. Anybody have any more questions? It's been a quiet crowd, I have to say. This is a wealth of knowledge here. Use it.
It means everything is clear and working.
Everything is clear and working. Yeah,
well
we don't
understood.
need a tentacle release. Let's all go home.
Yeah. Well, we're also 25 seconds over.
All right. I think if you have more questions, just feel free to grab any of us in the hallway and during breaks. But thank you so much, all the panelists, for coming up and answering questions. And those of you who asked questions, thank you so much for bringing questions up to them.
Yeah.